Sonia Scarpante. Perché vi parlo di scrittura terapeutica? Quali sono le motivazioni che mi spingono a farlo? Francesca Massa, che è qui con me, parlerà di scrittura terapeutica.
Thanks. Why am I talking about therapeutic writing? What are the reasons that have led me to do so? I am speaking about therapeutic writing because my new life has started exactly from my autobiography Lettere ad un interlocutore reale, Letters to a Real Interlocutor, my own sense of life through which I have learned many things. What has this autobiographical experience taught me? That writing is a really powerful means, a fundamental help for those in search of achieving a better inner balance. I call it therapeutic writing because through a continuous work of salvific writing, it is clear how much it can help us to elaborate even the most acute suffering, to overcome traumas of which many of us still carry evident marks, to untie knots, to resolve emotional fragility, overcome old feelings of guilt. Thanks to writing, I've learned to deal with the multifaceted face of what each of us refers to as myself. I have learned to bring back a sense in my life. I've learned to look inside my emotions, letting them speak without being afraid. Therapeutic writing, intended as an individual and practical research, increases our internal strength, thereby improving our life quality. Again, it can be considered one of the cognitive tools, not the last and not even the decisive one, yet suitable for whoever turns to it to gain help and learn to face up to life. In the work that writing may develop, first individual and then collective, a more emphasized predisposition matures towards those talking about themselves, a more heartfelt attention, a new sense of other people's lives together with one's own, where trust becomes the dominant element, an amalgamation of substantial strength helping to dissolve the complex vicissitudes of life events.
Yes. La scrittura come analisi del sé nasce quindi da un mio primo lavoro autobiografico, pubblicato nel 2003.
Therefore, writing as self-analysis originates from my first autobiographical work, published in 2003. A tiring but nevertheless effective work, where compulsive writing dictates its rules at a rapid pace, when the pen is badly synchronized with the timing of the mind. This first writing stimulated self-analysis from which reflections of great cognitive emotional interest emerged. Through autobiographical narration, I've learned to reveal myself in the different facets composing me. I've learned to heal emotional relationships, to untie dangerous existential knots, to give voice to and even resolve senses of guilt, to reconcile myself with those difficult events that had fallen asleep in my life, depositing themselves in the depths of my memory. In this work of excavation, two peculiarities are essential, which, combined together, will help us learn to process and discern. For this course of knowledge, we must nourish ourselves with courage in reviewing and analyzing ourselves and trusting in what we are going to build.
La scrittura come cura, care, e conoscenza di sé è un viaggio introspettivo forte e impegnativo, in grado di offrire nuove possibilità.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Writing as a cure and a way to know oneself involves a strong and demanding introspective journey, capable of offering new possibilities to get to know and listen to oneself better. A journey which takes us along new roads and brings us unimaginable opportunities. During this introspective journey, one learns to talk about emotions and feelings without having the sensation of being judged, to recognize similarities in someone else's story with one's own, to share suffering and become more aware of it. The possibility of writing about oneself and reconsidering oneself from different perspectives, also thanks to an exchange with the other participants and suggestions of the coach, leads to a feeling of psychophysical well-being, awakening personal resources that were previously forgotten or hidden.
Il percorso con la scrittura terapeutica si chiude in un certo senso con un testo, parole evolute, esperienze e tecniche di scrittura terapeutica.
Therapeutic writing, aimed at a course of personal growth and self-determination, comes to life inside a group, where from time to time each participant is invited to write letters, the first being addressed to themselves. Practical methodology that refers to the text, advanced words, experiences and techniques of therapeutic writing, AD science.
Yeah.
Then there are letters dedicated to our interlocutors and to family members, as well as letters focusing on emotions and fears or on other specific situations which we often have to deal with. The first very important step is to accept yourself, forgive yourself, and love yourself. In this key, therapeutic writing is an introspective discipline tending towards self-care for the component of antidepressant and anti-stress that it contains. This method of writing in the medical field is defined as adjuvant therapy, to be prescribed alongside the pharmacological one for the valid psychological help it provides to the patient. The actual term narrative medicine, for the written word as a useful drug, writing as a cure, is becoming increasingly widespread as it represents a confrontation and point of encounter between knowledge and competencies converging on the subject. The individual benefits provided by this work with writing, accomplished singularly, have a positive correspondence in the collective sharing of reading. Here the stories are free from any prejudice and find in the sense of participation and in the natural group welcome another reason to strengthen the person's desire for a change in his life context. Therefore, writing, giving materiality to the non-existent, enables us to feel and see ourselves as actors of another reality. Hence, the psychological importance that writing plays in how we anticipate change by giving us a new image of ourselves, foreseeing an authentic ego for us, all to be discovered and rebuilt. We can say that writing represents a form of emancipation, a significant contribution to build a future of more satisfied and aware people.
Può la scrittura terapeutica svilupparsi in scrittura performativa? Writing performative?
In performative writing, yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Can therapeutic writing develop into performative writing? In order to make this evolution happen, which aspects should not be overlooked? For example, the excavation work into parental memories is of fundamental importance. The house, one's identity, the bond with one's children, one's partner, digging into one's dreams, but also and above all, into one's defense mechanisms, the tiredness that is manifested in repetitive styles, and writings that allow us to develop a certain analysis of ourselves through free associations, identifying themselves in a natural element, in an object, or in a journey. All this means that therapeutic writing can be transformed into performative. As I have written in my text, parole evolute, esperienze e tecniche di scrittura terapeutica, advanced words, experiences and techniques of therapeutic writing, I know how much a written reflection on this theme can cost in emotional and introspective terms, but I also well know, for having experienced them personally, the benefits that it can achieve once you have found the courage to sink the scalpel into the wound and cauterize it with the help of a written word.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Very
It's
well.
a pleasure.